I put a stoppage to it. I'm serious. 250,000 for any information lead to that money. 250,000 right now. Swear upon my life.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right. Y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning in to On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we go on in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, in the morning, yeah. We are going to kick it off with the very elephant in the room. Since yesterday evening, last night, this morning, my Instagram, email, DMs, every single angle where people can get to me from has been blowing up with one particular video. A video which shows police officers conducting a search of a vehicle. Those police officers are attached to the St. Catherine South Police Division because of the vehicle's plates on it. It shows them conducting a search on the public thoroughfare. And after finishing that search, the officer searching walked away. An occupant of the vehicle brought to his attention that an M16/AR-15 magazine, it's a similar type of magazines, was left in the vehicle. You can see when the officer went to retrieve the magazine, put it in his pocket, and both officers left. It has brought public scrutiny, public outrage, where many are pointing fingers at the police, stating that the police them wicked and they planted the magazine in the vehicle. Now, most persons showed me that particular clip where the police was retrieving the magazine from the vehicle when the occupant stated that it was left there. But I'm like, there must be more to this video. Can't just be this. So I tried my utmost best to get more of the video, which I did. Now I'm going to share the entirety of what I have. I'm not sure if there's a lengthier part or other parts to the video. If there is, please feel free to share. But I'm going to share what I have with you. And I would like every person listening to the voice of On The Spot News Media to carefully watch and analyze. Be very much impartial. Very much impartial. Don't take no sides. Just watch the video footage that was being recorded by one of the occupants. And of course, he did not hide that he was recording the police. The police very well knew that they were being recorded by the occupants. Now, watch the video footages that I will be playing for you and drop your opinion of the entirety of the event leading up to the police taking the magazine from the back of the vehicle in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hear what you all have to say. Watch.
police supposed to have on body worn cameras for video us saw also. So we in our legal right to express yourself. Personal, my personal recordings. Okay, that's no problem at all. The officer, we can get in the name, please. And which station and attached to? Hey, officers, can get in the name and which station and attached to, please. The officers, we can't get in the name and which station on belong to. No names for the citizen police officers. Hey officers, so this is NS051 police officers ClapWeh in Portmore, and may I ask for them name as a citizen here, and them refuse to provide with either them name or the station them belong to same way. Them just try to left a magazine. In our vehicle a while ago. See them there? Them just try to lock up the wall away a while ago. See a good thing we record them. Yeah. Yeah. Them police officer there. I set them a try to set you up a while ago. A good thing me have video, you see them? Yo!
Badman, I see you bumbo class.
I see you. Oh, you never see you.
Good thing you have video no.
A good thing me have video. Everything.
So my peeps, after carefully watching those video footages, what have you drawn from it in terms of your conclusion as to what really happened? Because most of us as Jamaicans, sadly, we always act on emotions and impulses, which is definitely not good. Emotions are definitely fleeting. So, objectively speaking, what you thought actually happened in this particular incident? Many persons want to hear my views on it, and I will give you my honest opinion of what I use my own two eyes and saw. The person was recording, and the police knew that they were being recorded. Note, no hostility from the young men, no hostility from the police. The police bent over, conducted the search, one hand holding on to the M16 rifle and the other hand using that hand to do the search. At no time I observed the police removing a magazine from his pocket or his vest to place it in the vehicle. If it happened, no one saw that. Even one of the young men said it, that he was recording and watching and didn't even see when it happened. Kudos to the young man that brought it to the attention of the police. Very honest young man, might I add. And kudos to the whole set of the young man them there. All of them showed the police nothing but respect. Fully cooperative. Definitely have to applaud them for that. And also kudos to the police. I saw no verbal exchange of harsh words, The police were professional in their search, their conduct. No exchange of verbal abusive or unprofessional language from either side. It was brought to the attention of the police. The police walked to the front of the vehicle. He was redirected to the rear of the vehicle where the magazine was. He picked up the magazine, put it back in his pocket, and they left. So I honestly believe that it was an honest mistake on the part of the police. Negligent, nonetheless. And if he's going to be penalized, which probably he will, I don't know, negligence would definitely be the key factor there, and not necessarily him planting evidence in the vehicle. Because there was, I didn't get any reason for that to happen. And most, if not all, of the JCF issued M16/AR-15 magazines are engraved JCF on it. So if he had left that in there and those young men took it and went off with it to do whatsoever, he would be in more trouble than anyone else, because he must give account for the government issued magazines and rounds. So, I don't know. I respect the opinion of everybody. And if you honestly think that the police did that, then so be it. And if the young men honestly think that it was planted willfully by the police, please go through the proper channels. Report it at the nearest police station. Of course, it is somewhere in Portmore, I guess, because it is the St. Catherine South Police Division vehicle. And also make a report to the Independent Commission of Investigation to do a thorough investigation. That is my advice to the young men, but kudos to them and their parents, of course. Them parents grow them good. Very rare you see young men behave in such a fashion. Kudos to them for their professional conduct. Anyways, make we move on into this morning set, knockings and clappings. Now, the police, them a say, boy, fatal knockings and clappings and also knockings and clappings continue to show significant decline across the island. The latest data from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, shows that fatal knockings and clappings are down by 40% up to October 11th. It says within the period, 539 people get brutally gunned down by the hands of criminal elements. And that is 362 fewer than the 901 recorded in the corresponding period last year. In the same period, knockings and clappings saw major declines. The JCF also says that knockings and clappings declined by 33%, coming in at 543 shooting incidents up to October 11th. The St. James Police took the top spot with the highest drop in both major crimes. Kudos again to St. James, because once upon a time, in my peeps, St. James was the mecca for knockings and clappings, which for years they recorded the highest number of fatalities from a single police division. Now, according to the force, the division recorded 44 fewer fatalities than the 109 committed within the similar period last year. Meanwhile, the hold down and tech business is down by 23%. However, the JCF says that break-ins and robberies continue to increase. So the man them where I broke house and I broke shop, I turn up the thing pan for them part. Both major crimes rose by 24% and 13% respectively. Now, a person asked me to give the stats per parish and not necessarily just the police divisions, because they're a bit confused as to why Kingston, St. Andrew, and also St. Catherine is split up and it's not considered a police division. Well, I can't give a full explanation as to why it was done that way, but that is the way it is. The other parishes are considered a whole division, but Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Catherine split up in different police divisions. So I'm going to now give the stats as it relates to a parish by parish base. So the parish of St. Andrew would definitely take the top spot. The parish of St. Andrew comprises of 3 police divisions: the St. Andrew South, the St. Andrew North, and the St. Andrew Central Police Division, that are Hunts Bay, Arthurtree, and Constant Spring police stations, the head stations that is. And the parish of St. Andrew come in at 118 fatalities since the start of the year. The parish of St. Catherine, which comprises of the St. Catherine South and the St. Catherine North Police Division, a combined total of 92. Kingston, the parish of Kingston, has also 3 police divisions: the Kingston West, Kingston Central, and the Kingston Eastern Police Division, with a combined total of 61. St. Anne, 49, St. James, 44, Westmoreland, 32, Clarendon, 31, Manchester, 26, St. Mary, surprisingly, 21, Hanover, 18, St. Thomas, 15, St. Elizabeth, with an all-time low at 13, Trelawney, 10, and Portland remains the most peaceful parish and police division with a single-digit number, which is 9. So parishes recorded fatalities last week: Kingston 2, Manchester 2, St. Catherine 1, St. Andrew 1, Clarendon 1, Westmoreland 1, and Hanover 1, St. Anne 1, St. Thomas 1, and St. Mary 1. So that is it as it relates to the parish by parish statistics. Now our next police fatal knockings and clappings go on yesterday during the evening. I made mention of one that took place in the Kingston Eastern Police Division involving this criminal element here, present on your screen, who goes by the alias of Souty. He was taken out in a hail of bullets by the police during what the police alleged to be an armed confrontation along Maiden Street in the community popularly known as Dunkirk. Now, sometime between the hours of 3:30 and 4 p.m. along Whitehall Avenue, another man was cut down by the bullets of the police in an alleged confrontation. Now, that man has since been identified as Oshane Brown, otherwise known as Speedy. It is stated that an Omni multi-caliber rifle, similar to the one that was taken from Brownman in the Manchester incident last month, was allegedly seized from Oshane Brown, aka Speedy. The weapon was seized along with several 5.56 rounds, the police stated in a report. Now, Indicom was kept busy all day yesterday because as them left from Dunkirk, so just done bust a sweat processing that scene, bam, they were called to Whitehall to process another. Well, Indicom, if nobody say uno no work for una paycheck a month time, just and believe, I lie them I tell. Boy, me I tell you, the thing rough. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Anne Police Division, where 3 men get caught up, one fatally so, by criminal elements in Ocherius on Sunday. Now, the man who was on the receiving end of those fatal bullets has since been identified as 29-year-old Jamie O'Brien Brown, but them call him Jamie in our streets, said to be a glass cutter of Compound District in Exchange in St. Anne. Now, on the spot news media would have understood that sometime around 6 p.m., the now deceased Jamie O'Brien Brown and the other victims were at a bar having drinks, and they were basically burning some weed to them that smoke. It is stated that they were approached by one lone gunman who opened gunfire, hitting them all over their bodies. When the knockings and clappings subsided, it was discovered that the men sustained multiple carnal wounds. They were all transported to the hospital where it is stated that Brown was pronounced you know what, and the other men admitted in serious conditions. Now, I'm not for sure if the now deceased man was the intended target or someone else was, but on the Spot News Media will most definitely be making checks into this one and update you subsequently. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the Manchester Police Division, where a man and his dog was brutally taken out by a machete. Boy, may I tell you, the man them just use the cutlass to deal with the situation. Grimy. It is stated that it took place in the usually quiet rural community of Canewood district in Manchester. Now, the deceased man has since been identified as 39-year-old Shyan Young, but them call him Shyan in our streets, said to be a resident of Epping Forest in Comfort Hall in the parish. Now, according to police reports, residents stumbled upon the lifeless body of Mr. Young sometime around 9 p.m. along the roadway in the district and summoned the police. Upon the arrival of the police, Young was found laying on his back with multiple chop-up wounds all over the upper body and head. He was pronounced you know what at the hospital. Now, even the man dog, them never spare. The dog was probably defending its owner and also met its demise. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, where the St. Elizabeth Police is reporting that it has recorded the lowest number of fatalities to the hands of criminal elements in 25 years. Now, we're going to hear from head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, that's Superintendent Coleridge Minto, who stated that 12 fatalities have been recorded in the parish so far this year. Listen to what Superintendent Coleridge Minto had to say. Now listen.
The previous 25 years, looking between January to October, shows you this year in the 10th month, now showing 12 murders, is the lowest murders have been in the last 25 years in St. Elizabeth. We're not celebrating. There's a lot of work to do. We need to lower it. There's nothing more important than life. And so we will continue to work with our stakeholders, continue to motivate our police officers who are out there night and day, right around the clock, ensuring that we continue to keep major crimes low.
So again, my peeps, the crime stats shows that up to October 11th, 543 fatal knockings and clappings were recorded. I'm pretty sure it's probably somewhere 546, 547 now, because we're a couple days ahead of that. So my projection for the end of year tally, I honestly think it's going to be under 700, and that would be the first time in Jamaica in over 25 years. So whatsoever it is that the police / the government and us, the regular members of Chan Public, because the police and soldiers cannot do this without our assistance, trust and believe. So to the regular members of Chan Public, yard and abroad, tap on yourself on the shoulder too, because without our involvement, us entrusting the police with certain information, it couldn't go down like how it go down, you know. So the collaborative effort from the citizens, police, soldiers, and the government bodies, we have done seriously well. Way more to go, because it is still very high to even end at 700, but we have to give thanks, because definitely it could have worse. So I could say how the end of year tally is going to be. And I hope and pray that I am correct. Because if I'm not, that simple means Jamaica would have lost. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.